Welcome to Education Today. I'm Michaela Lux of Armstrong High School in the Armstrong School District. Here at Education Today, we try and bring our viewers at home and our community a variety of different shows and topics. Education Today helps serve as the mouthpiece for the district and connects local organizations to the school district through our programming. This joint effort allows for our community to have a glimpse into some of the events and happenings that take place in our schools, see what our students are doing, and plan to do in their futures. And it also allows local organizations to spread the word about what they offer and what is available to the community. Tonight we are bringing in another organization to talk about their program and the impact it is having on students. Welcome to Education Today. Would you please introduce yourself, where you work, and what your roles are in the organization?
Yes. I am Susan Zingaro. I'm from Penn State's Applied Research Lab located at the Electro-Optics Center in Freeport. This location is the Office of Naval Research Manufacturing Technology Center for Excellence for electro-optics, military, hardware, and technology. And this includes lasers, sensors, optics, fiber optics, and photonics, modeling, and simulation. My role at the Electro-Optics Center is a coordinator for their educational outreach program. This is the Sea, Air, and Land Challenge. Nicknamed the SEAL Challenge, this program is a science, technology, engineering, and math initiative for high school students. It is sponsored by the Office of Naval Research.
How and where did this organization start?
The Sea, Air, and Land Challenge was really born out of necessity. Back in 2012, our director was having a difficult time finding qualified candidates to fill technical positions. The pipeline of candidates was limited. He had a passion and determination to engage students to pursue careers in STEM fields. As a research scientist himself, he believed exposing young minds to science, technology, engineering, and mathematics would dynamically change the world and ensure continued success in the United States military. The program was started locally with support of Pittsburgh's Sprout Fund. The first year, we had 70 students participating. The program, now in its sixth year, is sponsored by the Office of Naval Research.
What is the Sea, Air, and Land Challenge?
The Sea, Air, and Land Challenge, or the SEAL Challenge, is a high school level STEM program in which teams of students build robotic systems using the engineering process. They then compete in challenges which mimic missions encountered by the military and first responders. True to the name, the challenges can be underwater, in the air, or on land. For example, the sea mission is a search for components of a sunken vessel on the sea floor. So we send down a submersible to look for clues to the accident and bring back components to the surface. Then they dive again to find more components. As the military would do, it is controlled remotely, and it is also, they use cameras to control the vehicle. In reality, the underwater robots are put into a 10-foot by 10-foot tank, and they must pick up objects on the sea floor, on the bottom of the tank, and deliver them to drop boxes. And of course, time is of the essence. They also have to show their ability to control their buoyancy in the water. For the air mission, the drones go out and they're supposed to be looking for remote forest fires, something you don't want to send too many people out for. So they go out, they have to find the forest fires, and then they have to drop water precisely on the fires. Then they'll go out and also look for where equipment might be located nearby, or where there might be other issues nearby in those areas of interest. In reality, we don't have fires and we don't have real water, but the students choose to drop a solid object of their choice on targets. And so they go out and they have to find the targets using cameras, and then they drop their objects as precisely as they can on the targets. Then they also go out and look for areas of interest and report those back to us. In the third challenge, which is the land challenge, the students, the mission is to go out and deliver supplies to people that are trapped in buildings after an earthquake. So everything is unstable. So the mission, therefore, for the students is to go out and send out the robots through obstacles to pick up objects, and then those objects they deliver to drop boxes. And again, time is of the essence, and it's all done remotely.
Oh, okay. Why is it nicknamed the SEAL Challenge?
The SEAL abbreviation comes from the Navy SEALs, the Navy's sea, air, and land highly trained teams. The SEAL nickname was derived from the pilot program, which included participation with retired Navy SEALs. The name Challenge, it was decided through brainstorming sessions. The name meshes very well with the definition of the word challenge, which is a call to take part in a contest.
What are the goals of this program?
There are three main goals to the program. The first is to provide students with the opportunity to tackle a difficult engineering problem while still in high school. The second goal is to provide students with an awareness of the tremendous technical careers available to them, both in the military and in the Department of Defense supporting the military. The third goal of the program is to help educators and administrators implement a successful STEM program into their schools given budget, time, or resource constraints.
Okay. How do students get started with this program?
Once a region is established, schools, homeschool groups, clubs, they can, or even scouts or 4-H may register. This usually occurs during the fall semester. The school or club will select a teacher or advisor to work with the students, and students can come together as part of a class, they can come together as part of a club, or just as an after-school group, or even just a handful of students that are interested in robotics. Then they read about, we have materials online, we have our own website, and we have materials online they can read about, and they can choose whether they want to do a sea challenge, a land challenge, or an air challenge. And then the students at that point, they sign up. There's also a pre-challenge survey, and that helps us know what interest level the students have prior to starting in on the challenge.
Okay. What should students expect if they're going to be working in this program?
This program is carried out as an engineering process. So the students usually have one semester from January through April or May to develop their robotic system. And their system must cost less than $500, so that keeps everyone on the same page. Then, as a team, the students must first brainstorm and conduct background research. Then they down-select the idea which they think will work best to carry out their mission. And then using that information, they come up with their preliminary design. They document this preliminary design, and then they send it to us, and that helps us realize if they're on the same page as they are. And so once we read through that, we say, okay, go ahead and buy your supplies. Supplies are open source. We're not limited to one brand of equipment. And then the students go out and they start ordering their supplies, building their robots, and then hopefully they leave time to test it, because often there is an iterative cycle where the students test, and then they come back around, they have to redesign, fix something, and then retest prior to Challenge Day.
What is Challenge Day?
Challenge Day is a lot of fun. Teams from several schools come together on a selected day in late April or early May to compete with each other to determine whose design best meets the requirements of the mission. The day starts with a kickoff given by a military personnel who shows us some of the careers available to the military and some of the exciting technologies being used. Teams then compete in the morning, and then they have lunchtime to fix up their robots, to make repairs or any kind of updates that they need, and then they compete again in the afternoon. A real part of the challenge actually occurs. We don't call it a competition as much of a challenge, because the real part of the challenge occurs at midday time when students must work together with each other in order to make their robots perform like they'd like them to, given that it's time limited before they run their afternoon challenge. So then after the afternoon challenge, they are graded. Things that are important are accuracy, speed, innovation, durability, and that system cost that we talked about prior to this. At the end of the day, trophies are awarded to the team who performed best in their challenge, so one for the sea, one for air, and one for land, and there's also an award given to the best use of innovation for the day.
What advantages does this program serve for the students?
This program gives students the hands-on opportunity to explore engineering and other STEM fields, as well as learn about career opportunities as a civilian in the Department of Defense or as part of the military. Students also reported back that they have learned what's called soft skills. These include communication skills, the ability to lead, the ability to manage time and budgets, or to work effectively as a team. In addition to learning, it's also a lot of fun.
Is this challenge local to southwestern PA?
The program started here in southwestern Pennsylvania, but it has expanded to 7 regions throughout 4 different states. So this year we have over 550 students registered, and the students are from New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, and Virginia.
And now we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back to talk more about the SEAL Challenge. Stick around.
All your professors, all of them, they know that all it takes is one dreamer with passion, one person, and they hope in each of you that you might be that one who makes a longer-lasting light bulb, who writes music for the ages, who reaches into the mind and discovers a new star, and who can change the world of a 5th grader. We're gathered here to hope in you.
Hello, I'm Cindy Mccray, Director of Manor Addiction Recovery Center. ARC Manor is committed to confidential quality services 24 hours a day, including fully licensed residential, partial hospital, and outpatient treatment programs. With 39 years of experience in addiction treatment, ARC Manor puts an emphasis on the needs of special populations including women, co-occurring disorders, and adolescents. For more information, call 724-548-7607 or 800-323-1333. Brought to you by the Armstrong, Indiana Drug-Free Communities Coalition.
The brain is a remarkable organ. It's almost infinite in its capacity. Its ability to reach its full potential is limited by only one thing: the heart. For if the heart isn't fully engaged in what you're doing, if you have no drive, no passion, the brain will simply go through the motions. Find your success at Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Vince Mccray, Executive Director of the Open Door. Worried, scared, confused, not sure where to turn for help? The Open Door, a behavioral health organization, has a full range of addiction counseling services and mental health crisis intervention services which may be able to help. Call 724-465-2605 or 1-877-333-2470. The Open Door, steps towards hope, courage, and recovery. Brought to you by the Armstrong, Indiana Drug-Free Communities Coalition.
And we're back with Education Today. Tonight we are talking about the Sea, Air, and Land Challenge with Program Coordinator Susan Zingaro. Who can apply and take place in the program, and how do they get information on it?
As we mentioned before, any group of high school age students can be part of the program. They can be from a high school, they can be homeschooled, they can be from a club such as 4-H, they can be, or a robotics club, or they can be from Scouts, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. All the information can be found on our website, seaairland.psu.edu, and from there they can find the school registration. Once the school is registered, the students may sign up for participation. The students this year, we have 80 teams that have signed up to take part.
Okay. Is there any cost associated with being involved in this program, or?
Well, this is a great part about the program. There is no cost to the school to register to be part of the program. Teams may spend up to $500 apiece for their robotic system. This money can be received from the school or through a grant. They can also earn the money, go out to local businesses. They can go out to the community to, or have fundraisers to gain the money. We have put together some templates for asking for donations. We also put together templates for the students to thank their sponsors.
Why should schools contact and work with you to implement their programs?
This program helps administrators and educators implement a successful STEM program, even given time, budget, and resource constraints. We have mentors who are engineers. They volunteer to work with the teachers and the students and help them with the engineering process. Many schools who start this program with it as an after-school program have now moved it into part of their curriculum as a robotics club or an engineering, a robotics class or an engineering class. We have a sample curriculum on the website too, which was developed by one of our advisors.
Why should schools contact and work with you to implement this program, and what advantages are there?
This program helps administrators and educators implement a successful STEM program into the school, even given resource, time, or financial constraints. We have mentors who are engineers who volunteer to work with the teachers and the students to help them work through the engineering process. We have many schools who started this program as an after-school group and then have since moved it into becoming a class, either an engineering class or robotics class. And then we also have sample curriculum on our website, which was developed by one of our advisors, which teachers may use to help form their class.
Is there anything else that you would like to talk about at this point?
Well, this program has been very well received. In surveying students and teachers after the challenge, we had 100% of the teachers said that they would like to participate again. We also had 97% of the students said they participate again, but 100% of them said that it helped them better understand the engineering process. So there is a lot of learning going on, and the students seem to have a lot of fun on Challenge Day.
Is there any other program or program information that you'd like to go over?
Yes, the students seem to have a lot of fun with this program. There's a lot of innovation goes along. The students are very creative. They tend to work together. I've been given a lot of good feedback from them. I know often students need to work as teams within school, and they seem to not like teaming so much because they can't rely on their teammates in some in-class short projects. But I found that they really like the teaming aspect of this program. They have come together, people that like to do hands-on work and those who like to do organize or design. They work well together as a group to come up with some pretty fascinating designs. I've seen robotic designs look like what the military uses, even though the students weren't aware of it. And so really there's a lot of good that comes out of it. The students have gone off to college and said, you know, it really helped them pick what major they wanted to look at. So there's a lot of good coming out of the program. Even from the other side, the soft skills side, a lot of the students say that it really helped them understand how important it was to communicate well, how important, even though they wanted to go into the science and technologies, they needed to stay in English and learn about communication and just other skills, including writing, and how important they were. So if anyone would like to help with the program, be part of it as an engineer, a mentor, a volunteer, a judge, please visit our website. Again, that's sierraland at sierraland.psu.edu, or they can email us at sierraland@eoc.psu.edu. We're looking forward to Armstrong this year. This is their first year competing in the program, and they have taken up the land challenge. They have written their preliminary design review and they have submitted it, and they look like they are off to a good start. So we look forward to seeing them on April 26th at Freeport High School, which is where the local challenge will be held.
Okay. Well, that's our show for today. I'd like to thank our guest, Ms. Susan Zingaro, the Sea, Air, and Land Challenge Coordinator, for taking her time to be our guest today. Our thanks also goes out to the TV production crew of Armstrong High School, led by their teacher, Mr. Don Swanson. Please join us again next week for another look at the Armstrong School District. For more information about the district, visit our website and have a great week.
Welcome to Talent Talk. I'm Jessica Query of Armstrong High School in the Armstrong School District. Talent Talk is a brand new show where we'll be going inside Armstrong High School and discussing topics that the students are talking about today. The goal is to spread awareness about issues that relate to today's students. On today's episode, we will be talking about TV production. This is a class that students can take if they want to learn about the behind-the-scenes part of media. In this class, students learn how to write a script, record videos, edit, and communicate well with others. The students produce a wide variety of videos, like music videos, short films, PSAs, and many more. We went out into the halls to see what our fellow students think about TV production.
Hello, I'm Brandon Merlin. I'm going to be interviewing a few just strangers, randoms coming through the halls about TV prod. Introduce yourself.
My name's Max Heilman. I'm a senior at Armstrong High School.
My name's Anthony Wolf. I'm a senior.
I'm Jesse Marcinek.
I'm in 10th grade and I'm Cerise Close.
Do you know what TV prod is?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends on the level that you're in, but basically TV prod is built on a basis of media literacy, which is basically understanding messaging through imagery, manipulation, and things like that. So that's applicable to any kind of visual medium. In TV prod in particular, in TV1, we're looking more at television broadcasting and video production. In TV2, we start to look a little bit more at film in particular. But the idea is there's a commonality of theory through media literacy that underlines all of it, you know, built off of mise-en-scene and stuff like that.
Okay. TV production is a class we have here at AHS where we learn about TV production, cameras, editing, a bunch of different sorts of things to do with making videos.
Class where we learn about the different aspects of film and how everything goes into make a film.
What do you consider taking the class?
Absolutely, it's a great class. Actually, I'm in it right now, so yeah.
I'm actually in it right now, TV1.
How do you feel about it? Do you enjoy it?
Very, very fun. Very fun class.
Have you watched any of their videos? If so, do you like any of them? Have any preferences, favorites?
I don't really have any preferences. I've only seen a few, but no, I like them.
All right, do you have any like examples just off the top of your head?
The one me, Joey, and Clay did. That's the only one I really.
Oh, the drug video.
The drug awareness video.
That was a great video.
Thank you.
Good job in your role.
Thank you. Well, I started watching when I was in Canning, and I have to say my favorite video was Bad Boy Barnum.
I think my favorite video so far is the one that Haley Woodside and Joey made for the Elks drug prevention video.
It was a very good quality video. All right, and the content they produce, good quality overall?
Yeah, it's a lot better than what I was expecting when I took the class.
Yeah, I think that when people actually put effort into them and they actually like the class, they make really good content.
What do you want to see more of in this class?
I want to see a lot more editing. We don't get enough editing in, and it shows in our videos.
More like funnier videos. They're kind of some of them are boring.
I think it'd be nice to learn more about how to, with the sound, like, and lighting. I think there needs more sound and lighting.
Do you think this class is worth it in the long run? Like, is this something someone could make a career out of?
I think that someone could make a career out of it if they choose the right software, and the right teachers.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'm ready to get back to the studio.
Thank you, Brandon. Here with me today is Joey Chrisman, a student here at AHS. Thanks for coming to talk, Joey.
Happy to be here.
What's your overall experience with TV production?
The overall experience is awesome, honestly. You get to learn a bunch of different stuff like editing, the basics of TV like mise-en-scene and such. You get to learn about different types of tactics and details within film, like different kinds of shots you can use, different types of equipment you can use, and just hanging out with your friends, making videos I usually don't get to do because you're usually just writing stuff down on a piece of paper like all the other classes. So it's really, really interesting and fun to be here.
What kind of projects do you guys do?
We do a lot of projects. One of the projects that we did recently was the documentary of Reuben's Grave. And Reuben's Grave is basically about this guy who killed himself. Well, he killed a bunch of school kids, then his school teacher then killed himself by tying a noose around his neck, throwing it the other end over a branch, and spurring his horse forward to snap his neck. And since we chose that, I wanted to actually have an actual investigation in the cemetery of where he killed himself. And we did that. Me and Haley went first, and we heard these church bells, which is weird because there was no church there. And then the next day, I went again, and we had my brother, Jack, my cousin Ronnie, and Brandon Mertlin. And we went there, and we got 2 EVPs, which is an electronic voice phenomenon. The first voice said, "You have to work with him," which is really, really faint. It's on YouTube right now. You can watch it. You have to listen really closely to that. But the second voice said, "Leave now," which is extremely chilling because, like, who would say leave now? Because there was no girl with us and it was a girl voice. So that was extremely creepy.
Wow.
And then the Harlem Wizards versus the Armstrong All-Stars video, which is roughly about 2 hours in length. It took me about maybe 10 hours to take all the clips and put them in order. And then it's taken me about 25 more hours to color correct and fix the audio to make it appealing to the people that are watching it. And it took me about 2 more hours to figure out the credits and the intro and the AHS outro, which I recently just made because I felt like we needed like a official AHS outro. And another project that me and Haley Woodside did was a drug competition video that had Clay Chisholm, Max Hallman, and me starring in it. And what it was basically about is the theme was Be a Hero. And what was about it was this person, Travis, was going to go study with his friend Don, but instead he gets a call from his other friend Chet, who is a drug person. So Travis goes to his house, he smokes the weed laced with heroin, and he almost dies but wakes up in a hospital. And the doctor, which is played by Don Swanson, tells him that you could have died, but Don, which is played by me, saved his life. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
How about friends? And have you made any friends with TV production?
I made a lot of friends, honestly. The friends I made were you, Colton Miller, Haley Woodside, Brandon Mertlin, and Mason Flanagan, MT. All those people that I named are like I can't really do any of their work without them because they're part of my group. And as a group, we function as I'd say maybe a family, honestly, because we all just, when we come up with ideas, we always get each other involved. We don't do anything without each other's acceptance.
How about your teachers?
Teachers, Don Swanson, my teacher, my mentor, my friend. He is special because he's not just a teacher or just a friend. He's basically my boss. We worked on the movie Wish for Giants, and when we worked on he let me work on his other music video, Forest Queen. And having him as a friend and a boss and a teacher is special because you usually don't get that from a teacher.
Yeah. And
the other teacher, Chris Garetano, is another friend who he and I worked with on Wish for Giants as well. But he wasn't there as often, but he was still there. And it was always fun to have him there because he always brought humor to the place.
How about college? Do you plan on continuing with TV production?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to IUP for Communications and Media, and we went to IUP for TV Prod Trip, and the equipment they have now is a lot more revamped and expensive than they did. They have two huge monitors, and the cameras they use for their show are really expensive and really high tech. So I honestly cannot wait to get up there because me using all that stuff is going to be just unbelievable.
Well, thank you. That's our show for today. I'd like to thank the TV production students here at AHS for being our production crew today. They were led by their teacher, Don Swanson. Please join us next time for another look into Armstrong Junior Senior High School. For more information about this show, please contact Mr. Chris Garetano on the ASD website.